All right, let's get this thing started. I have no idea how long this is going to be. It's probably going to be short. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. I'm going to put my camera on for this show. And today, as promised, I'm going to be talking about the differences between Superman and Batman and his issue on the death penalty. I got a little bit of bad news for you guys. Rebecca wasn't going to be able to make it because yesterday, give me a second here, guys. Hold on. Yesterday, I was supposed to do the show, and I guess Becco was available. He's not available today because he's at a wedding. Ms. Parker might show up. If I see her in the chat, I'll have to make the link public so that she can get in because I'm having issues with my laptop. So normally it would be really easy for me to go to my email and then just email her the link, but I'm going to have to put it in the live chat at some point so I can be able to talk about this a little bit. And I know that she said that she wanted to talk about this. So if you're watching, Miss Parker, after I'm done saying the things that I'm going to say, if I see you in the chat, I'll bring you in. If not, then I'm just going to say what I got to say. But before I get started, hold on a minute here. Come here. I'm going to show you one of the kittens. They are getting quite big. See? Say hello, Midnight. Say hello. Say hello, Midnight. Say hello. Say hello, Midnight. Say hello, Midnight. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want to say hello? Say hello, everybody. When he gets all big, he's going to get the ladies. So my connection might not be all that good. If it ain't, then I'll just redo this pre-recorded. I don't know. We'll see. But again, everyone, welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. And like I said, today I want to talk about something that bothered me in a stream that I saw yesterday. You see, what was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday, or it might have been yesterday. But Rev uploaded a YouTube video. And he, and during the particular video, he said that the people that are following Shanny and Red, the people that are criticizing them, that they all have mental illnesses. And if you follow my YouTube channel or whenever I leave a comment anywhere, you would have saw this long little message I left him, basically telling him where in the Bible does it say these things, because you know he follows the principles of Jesus and everything. And I told him whoever told him that is a liar, because everybody that watches them does not have a mental illness. Whoever talked to him told him that we all have mental illnesses, and that's simply not the case. And while I was thinking on this and trying to figure out who exactly gave him that information, and my first thought was Shanny. I don't know if that's 100% true, if she's the one who told him that. Although I think she's the one who diagnosed him, because I have copies of his medical records, and none of his medical records says the things that he's getting on YouTube and saying. But as I was thinking about these things, I was thinking about Batman, I was thinking about Superman, I was thinking about, well, what if somebody had this mentality that everyone's got a mental illness or whatever? Not to say that that's what Batman believes, but Rev and Batman has similar thinking. I wouldn't say the same, but they have similar thinking. And we're going to get into this a little bit. First of all, I'm not trying to diss anybody who's a Batman fan, because I like Batman and Superman in the world of fiction. But sometimes both of them say things that I think is absolutely ridiculous, both Superman and Batman. And what I want to do is I want to ask a question here. Well, actually, before we even get into all of that, let me just go into something here real quick. Both Batman and Superman are in the so-called DC universe. It is a fictional universe where there are superheroes and vigilantes, and this is a totally different world in the DC universe. Batman comes from a city called Gotham City, and I personally believe they're both from New York or whatever. I'm just saying, or some type of metropolis. But Batman is from Gotham City. His origins stem from him growing up, or being born. I should probably say that, being born into a very wealthy family, and he witnessed his parents being killed, which got him ultimately to wanting to avenge his parents' death and try to rid crime and anyone else to go through it what he went through as a kid in Gotham City. So he became what we all know as the Batman. Batman has a moral code, and one of the things that he believes is that number one, there's nothing wrong with being a vigilante, and number two, there's nothing wrong with killing anybody, right? And I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with killing nobody. What am I talking about? Batman does not believe in killing anyone. That goes against his moral code. He does not believe in killing anyone. That goes against his moral code. Okay. Rich, not sure what you're saying. Also, which versions of Batman and Superman are you comparing? I'm going to be talking about the Superman from their original origin stories, I guess, and some of it's going to be in I'm going to be talking about Injustice. I'm going to be talking about various different, particularly Justice League and Unlimited. That's where a lot of my stuff is going to be coming from. But I want to get into why I disagree with Batman on this whole "don't kill nobody" stuff, and where I agree with him on some things, because he's not wrong about everything that he's saying, I think. And I'm going to have to define some terms before we get into this so that people can know where I'm coming from with this, because I'm a Christian. Obviously, I don't believe in that the DC universe is real. I don't believe a lot of you out there believe that the DC universe is real. However, these thoughts and these ideas that both Superman and Batman have are real, and people actually believe this stuff today. All right. No matter how small of a group of people actually believe this or whatever, thank God. But yeah, Batman has this no kill rule. He believes that there's nothing wrong with being a vigilante. And for the most part, the Gotham PD doesn't really have a problem with Batman doing what he's doing because he gets results. He reduces the crime. Some of the villains that he has to face is the Joker, Two-Face, Riddler, Bane, Catwoman, depending on which timeline you're looking at, because in some of them, Catwoman's a tweener and even a hero, I guess, in some cases, or anti-hero, I guess, if you want to call it that. He has a whole bunch of villains that he believes suffer from a mental illness, and that's why they do the things that they do. He believes if you put them in Arkham Asylum, give them enough therapy, that they'll stop murdering all of these hundreds of thousands of people. I think that's been proven wrong when it comes to the Joker, but we'll get to that one a little bit later. But this is what he believes, right? So then we got Superman, who's over in Metropolis, born in a town called Smallville. He was born to a family. Actually, he was born on a planet called Krypton. He's not what we will call human. His planet was going to be destroyed, so his parents sent him to Earth. Why they didn't send other Kryptonians over there, I don't know. But I guess when you get to his cousin, I guess that changes things or whatever. But he was ultimately sent to Earth, where he was going to be a quote-unquote god to humans. And when he got to Earth, he was raised by the Kents, and he was taught a brand of morality too. You know what I mean? He felt like his calling was to protect his new home called Earth. And unlike Batman, Superman does not necessarily have a problem with killing, no matter what cartoon or comic book you have read. And I'll prove that as we go into his villains. And by the way, let's go into some of them right now. We got Darkseid. We have the main man. I forget his name. Watched Superman in a while. Let me see something here. You got Lex Luthor. You got Solomon Grundy. See, I watched the Justice League, and I get some of these villains mixed up. But the point of the matter is, he has his group of supervillains that he has to deal with, and Batman has his group of supervillains that he deals with as well. All right. And like I said, Rev believes that everyone's got a mental illness, and if they would just get therapy, everyone would be doing okay, because he's getting his therapy that he's talking about. And Batman has a similar idea. Once he catches these villains, let's say he catches Joker. We're going to use him first. As a matter of fact, should I use Joker first? Because this is going to be too easy. Let's use Riddler. not Joker. Let's use Riddler. He thinks if he catches the Riddler and he throws him in Arkham Asylum, not prison, to pay his debt to society for the people that he killed or the people that he harmed or for the things that he stole or whatever, he believes that by putting him in Arkham Asylum, that he's going to be redeemed, cured, and he's going to stop committing all of these horrible crimes. Now, I read my fair share of Batman comics. And except for when they had mutual interests, the Riddler has never been redeemed at all, ever. Ever. He's never been redeemed. He breaks out of Arkham Asylum, goes back to doing what he's doing, gets out of Arkham Asylum, goes back to doing what he was doing, gets out of Arkham Asylum, goes back into society doing the things that he's doing. Now, you got to remember something. Every time, whatever Batman does with the Riddler or whatever the Gotham hierarchy decides to do with the Riddler, that's going to affect everyone else in Gotham. So that old lady that got killed, that was somebody's grandmother. That was somebody's mother. Those hundreds of kids that was killed, okay, because no one dealt with Riddler and his issues. You know what I mean? Obviously, what they're doing in Arkham Asylum isn't working. All you gotta do is look at the Joker. Look at Harley Quinn. Although Harley Quinn's a little bit different because some people might argue that she was redeemed, and I would argue against that. Okay, I would argue against that. But Joker never got redeemed. The Joker has always been a murdering, psychopathic, crazy person going around murdering people in the thousands, all attempting to get them to have a smile on their face. And my thing is this: I understand that Batman doesn't want to kill the Joker because if he kills him, he feels like he'll have to do it with all the other criminals too. He'll never stop, which I believe is some flawed thinking. Which is why I don't consider him to be one of the most intelligent DC people no more, because that's just dumb thinking. We all mess up on a daily basis, and we don't go back continually doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. That's ridiculous. I can understand him being a vigilante and going out there and killing Joker. No, that would be wrong because he doesn't have the law on his side. But if the law gave him permission to do it, there would be nothing wrong with him doing that. He would be administrating justice. At least this is how I look at it. I think this falls more on Gotham City because Gotham City is supposed to be able to say, okay, if you commit this crime, this is the punishment that you're going to get. Okay. For example, if Joker goes out there and blows up a building that has like, I don't know, 300 or 400 people in it, and you're going to throw him in an insane asylum, you're not going to throw him into jail and then ultimately administer the death penalty. That doesn't fall on Batman. That falls on Gotham City. Gotham City is supposed to say, okay, we got to do something with this crazy guy because he keeps breaking out and people keep dying. And by the way, I see your comment, Lano. I see your comment. Okay. But here's the thing, though. All right. Gotham City is supposed to say, okay, look, Batman, we understand your code, but you are not even a sheriff. You're not a mayor. You're not a president. You're not a governor. We're going to take him. We're going to bring him into prison. And then we're going to put him on death row. And we're going to end this once and for all. But nope, whoever wrote the story of Batman, the story writers want you to believe that if he's thrown into Arkham Asylum, he's going to be redeemed. No matter how many of the different doctors were corrupted by these people and became criminals themselves, like Doctor Strange and Harley Quinn, formerly known, I believe, as Harley Quinzel, if I'm not mistaken. They got corrupted by the prisoners. At some point, somebody has to come to the conclusion that the people that is in Arkham Asylum cannot be redeemed. Killer Croc, he ain't being redeemed. Two-Face, he ain't being redeemed. Joker ain't being redeemed. Harley Quinn isn't being redeemed. None of these people are being redeemed. At some point, somebody's got to say that Arkham Asylum is a failure. Hence, we get to Superman now. Okay? Superman does not necessarily share the moral parameters that Batman has, but I think he he lets Batman has his way in the sense that he thinks that Batman knows what's best most of the time when Batman is imposing his moral system on everyone else out there, right? Telling the Justice League, "Oh, we don't kill. We don't kill." Wait. I'm from Krypton. I'm not from Earth. You mean we don't kill? You know what I mean? If Doomsday was in Gotham City, if Doomsday was in Gotham City, destroying everything that was going on in Gotham City, and all Batman had was kryptonite, what do you think you're going to have to do to Doomsday in order to stop all these people from being killed in Gotham City? Especially if it's the one of the Robins that's going to be killed, or maybe his aunt, or maybe his cousin, or something like that. He already lost his mom and his dad. Well, I mean, what if Doomsday just go around killing everybody? You're going to stand there and just watch him? No, you're going to say, well, Batman believes in immobilizing him. Well, how do you immobilize a guy like Doomsday? We've seen what happened to Superman fighting him. You know what I mean? We've seen what happened the couple of times that they captured him. They had to keep him under red light, which eventually would have stopped working against him. At some point, he has to be destroyed. But Batman's going to be like, well, no, killing is not good. Or what if Darkseid, for example, decided to invade Earth and decided to invade Gotham City? Oh, I'm going to call the Justice League. I'm going to call Superman. Well, what do you want Superman to do? Put him in a basket hole? Put him in a straitjacket? You know, put him in Arkham Asylum? It's like at some point, somebody's got to say, okay, these people are crazy. They're going to do what they're going to do, and they have to be eliminated. And this is where Superman comes into place. Darkseid and Superman's got quite the history, and without going through all of it, I know this. There was a couple of occasions where Superman attempted to eliminate him, despite what Batman thought. And I believe that Superman was right. As a matter of fact, this is where I agree and I disagree with Superman on this whole killing thing and whatever, right? Before we go into this, we have to look at some terms and definitions here. Killing is simply taking the life of someone. I have to be careful how I say this because I know how this community can get sometimes. Killing someone is merely taking away their life. We euthanize animals all the time. Human beings are executed all the time. Don't even get me started about some of these other folk out there that specialize in killing people. Okay? Then we have murderers, people who unlawfully take the life of someone else. It is not the same thing as killing. Too many times when we're talking about this, I think that people try to combine killing and murdering together. They're not the same thing. If you killed a roach, you're not going to prison. If you killed a roach and it was against the law, you're going to prison and you did something wrong at that point. If it is not unlawful, you didn't do anything wrong, according to our government system. Eventually I'm going to get to the Bible and whatnot, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But I just want to talk about this on a natural sense before I start talking about the scriptures and everything. But for those of you who knows about the injustice story, you know that Joker did something with Scarecrow's fear-toxin, one of Batman's villains, and he made him hallucinate and made him believe that Lois Lane, the woman that he loved and that he adored and was pregnant with his child too, made him think that Lois was Doomsday, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong about that, I know Miss Farkas probably watching and she's going to correct me. But made him think that was Doomsday. Took Lois Lane, thinking Lois Lane was Doomsday, and flew him all the way in outer space. Now, to me, that's some sloppy writing there, if you ask me, because Lois Lane, what is she, like a buck 50? Doomsday would be a couple of 100 pounds. You would think Superman would know the difference, even with the fear toxin, right? But anyway, picks her up, brings her out of space, and then makes him pass out, thinking that is Doomsday, but in reality, he just killed Lois Lane. You just killed Lois Lane. Superman loses it. finds the Joker and does what Batman would not do and killed the Joker. Was Superman in the right or was Superman in the wrong? Well, from a legislation perspective, if we're looking at the laws that are in Gotham City and we're looking at the laws that is done in Metropolis, he unlawfully took the life of another living person. Superman was guilty of murder at that point because in a fit of rage, he killed the Joker. I believe he put his hand right through his chest. In a fit of rage, he killed the Joker. I know a lot of you saw the arc with the was it the Justice Lords, I think, where Superman finally kills Lex Luthor. That one's a little bit different, I think, than what we're going to talk about regarding with the Joker here, because Superman did that in a fit of rage. It was just enough for the Man of Steel. Now, here's the thing. Yes, I believe that he was wrong legislatively, but I do believe that ultimately society got justice because Batman allowed the Joker, Gotham City and Batman, I'm going to say this, Gotham City and Batman allowed the Joker to be able to do what he has been doing for all of these years, and that is killing people with that Joker gas, shooting them, all for his own personal laughs to get even with Batman or whatever other scheme that he came up with, right? I believe that Superman would have been guilty of murder, but at the same time, I think most people will look at it, well, one less Looney Tune that's out there. But Batman doesn't look at it that way. Batman will ultimately oppose Superman because he believes that you're not supposed to take someone's life. Now, here's the thing. He doesn't have Gotham City on his side. He doesn't have Metropolis on his side when it comes to Batman. This is Batman's personal moral code that he's putting on everybody. And he's convincing other people, other superheroes, to oppose Superman in this new regime that he's going to make. Now, I personally believe that Superman went a little bit too far. He could have just took out Joker and then kept doing what he was doing with the superhero stuff or whatever. But he became a tyrannical Looney Tune when he decided that he wanted to take over the whole world and that he should make the laws and overtake the governments and whatnot. That's where he went too far, and that's something totally different. But I'm just simply talking about this issue of taking someone's life. I'm talking about this issue of taking away someone's life. And there was times when Superman got the attitude that he needed to take out Darkseid, because like I said, Darkseid was destroying entire planets. If you don't believe me, go look at the Justice League Apocalypse. Go look at Justice League Apocalypse. Go look at what happened to the planet that the Green Lanterns was on. Go look at what they was doing to Earth. Also, he can find the anti-life equation. Superman ultimately wanted to have the attitude to eliminate him. Batman doesn't have that attitude. No matter how many people die. Listen to me. There could be 5 billion people in the world. Okay? And everyone can die but Batman, and Batman will still say, I don't believe in killing. Basically what he's saying is the life of that one person is worth more than the lives of everybody else that was living. And that is absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And some people might say, well, that's the way God looks at the world when he's dealing with the devil. And that's very, 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 very different. And maybe in my next video, I'll get into that. But I don't agree with Batman. I don't agree that Joker should be allowed to gas everyone every time he gets out of Arkham Asylum. As if Batman's going to be able to keep doing this forever. He's human like everyone else. You know what I mean? He's going to die eventually, and somebody's going to have to deal with the Joker. You know what I mean? Assuming that the Joker lives longer than Batman or whatever. I think Joker's actually older than Batman, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But the whole thing about everybody having a mental illness and need to be put in, and when you commit a crime and you're going out there and mind you, don't forget they put Catwoman in Arkham Asylum too. What was Catwoman guilty of most of the time? The majority of the time, Catwoman was guilty of committing crimes, like going out and robbing people. She was going out there and robbing like banks, robbing jewelry stores. She was a kleptomaniac, right? She was just going out there stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing, right? And she needed to be in Arkham Asylum. Tell me this: where is the justice for the people that lost their possessions by sending them to Arkham Asylum? The people that lost their children, the people that lost their families, people that lost their homes, people that lost their health, people that lost their lives. Where is the justice in throwing these people in the funny farm in Arkham Asylum? There is no justice for that. This attitude that everyone has a mental illness, and Rev, I hope you're watching this. Okay? And I'm talking directly to you now that I'm live because I know you're watching this. The Bible says that we have all sin has fallen short of the glory of God. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that we all have mental illnesses. And if you're planning on saying that on Judgment Day, Rev, and going to Christ and saying, well, I had a mental illness, that's not going to work. Because one of the things I want to say about this is that people that got mental illnesses don't usually walk around saying they have a mental illness. Nor do they walk around trying to be other people's therapists, Shanny. Anyway, let's get back into this and everything, right? If someone is guilty of rape, murder, multiple homicides, genocide, or something like that, right? And they're doing it because they feel like they can or whatever. For those of you that follow Marvel, you know what happened to the Punisher's family. His entire family was killed. His entire family was murdered. And I ain't talking about his wife and his kid. I'm talking about everybody was murdered. And that's why he became the Punisher ultimately. The people that did that should have been brought to justice. They should have been tried, and they should have been executed for doing something like that. There is no need to put to put people like that. I'm not saying this happens in the Punisher's world, but there's no need to put people like that in a place called Arkham Asylum. Going back to DC now. And putting them in some type of mental institution, putting Joker like this, and forcing him to listen to therapy and all this other stuff. That's ridiculous. This dude took 5,000 lives, take his life. I'm going to say this again. He took 5,000 lives, take his life. I know Punisher isn't real, Tito. You came here late. I said that there's no such thing as DC and there's no such thing as Marvel. Go look in the beginning of this and you'll see what I'm talking about. You're late. And for those of you who did come late, my motivation for doing this is a statement that Rev said on his YouTube channel. Rev came out and said that he believed that the people that are coming after him and the people that are obsessing with him have mental illnesses. And he's got this idea that everybody in the world has mental illnesses. And that's not what the Bible teaches. Remember now, he got on camera and he says, I believe in the principles of Scripture. Let me hold the Bible. Let me feel the leather. Stop holding the Bible, stop feeling the leather, and actually read the words in that book, because you ain't going to find nothing in there that says that we all have mental illnesses. That is a lie from the devil. Okay? That is not true, Rev. Okay? People that commit genocide, people that commit multiple homicides, people that go around murdering people for their own personal enjoyment so that they can have gain and live a lavish life and be rich and everything and whatnot, those people need to be executed. I agree with Superman in this sense that you have to take these people out so that you can have peace in society. It's kind of like a cancer. It's like you don't nourish the cancer. You don't give the cancer therapy so that it can thrive in your body. You know what I mean? You don't treat it like a little baby and breastfeed cancer. You eliminate it. You eliminate the cancer. You eliminate it. Just like people that commit these crimes in our society, they need to be eliminated. They need to be executed, whether it be by lethal injection, whether it be by firing range, guillotine, hanging, whatever. The point is, they need to be eliminated from society, not put in some cell where they got to look at a wall and be treated like less than a roach. They should be eliminated. They should be eliminated. Now, I know some people would disagree. I think that I had a conversation with Miss Parker about this one time, and she doesn't believe that people should automatically be eliminated. She believes that as a matter of fact, she said, and I quote, that she doesn't know what should happen to a lot of these people. Miss Parker, if you're watching, let me know, and I'll get you in here. But the point is that when you got people that's that sick and that's that bad, there is no rehabilitation for them. And I think the Bible said the same thing. If you're guilty of murder in the Bible says that person should be taken out. They should be some of them should be stoned to death, and they have other ways of executing them. But in the world of BatMan, you know, the worst possible thing that can happen to you if you commit a crime and BatMan catches you is that you're going to be thrown into Arkham Asylum. Joker used to love going to Arkham. Harley used to love going to Arkham. That doesn't put no fear in nobody's heart to stop committing these crimes. I'm going to do a part 2 on this one, and I want to show some people some clips of BatMan trying to explain to people why the Justice League should not be responsible for killing people, because then they will become tyrannical dictators and whatnot when they start doing that. And when we look at those clips, what I want to do is I want to ask a question, hopefully with Miss Parker in the room, but I want to ask a question with Veckel, Miss Parker, and a couple of other people, maybe even Vaughn. I'll even get him too. I didn't even think about that. I'll get Vaughn too. And what we can do is we can ask the question is do human beings have the right to take the life of another human being when it's in the form of justice? Do human beings have the right to take the life of another human being when it comes to justice? Now, I don't think vigilantes should do it. This is where I agree with BatMan, right? I don't believe that some random police officer should just do the world a favor and do something like that. I believe that it's the people that are the legislators and the law enforcers. They're the ones who's supposed to decide whether or not a crazy murderer like the Joker should be able to live or not. What do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat. Richard Sherwood is saying, gee, man, there's superhumans. There's superhumans. I know they are. That don't mean anything. They still got to abide by the laws. They still got to abide by the laws. But I know that people got different opinions about this. So I'm going to do another video with this one. And hopefully I'll have my laptop. I can have Veckel in here, Miss Parker. And I'll try to get Vaughn. See, if I get Vaughn. The only way I'm going to invite Vaughn, if Vaughn agrees not to look at the live chat. If Vaughn says one comment about the live chat, I'm throwing him out. So Vaughn, if you're watching this and you look at that live chat one time, I'll throw you out just as fast as you hit the link and came in. Not joking around. So, because I want to have a serious conversation about that. There's time for clowning and there's time to be serious. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the live chat. Let me know whenever what you guys think about this topic. Is BatMan right by saying that the Justice League should have a moral code and not taking people's lives? Why and why not? Is Superman in the right that every now and then that it is appropriate to take someone out, like Darkseid, Doomsday, and people like that? And what about Lex Luthor? What about all of the lives that would have been saved if Lex Luthor would have been taken out? You know what I mean? And he's human. All right. So let me know what you guys think. And then there's Amanda Waller. I mean, there's a lot of different people I can bring up in the DC universe that I think that somebody needs to just do us a favor and say bye-bye. You know what I mean? So, again, for the people that's coming in here saying that Superman isn't real and Batman ain't real, in the beginning of this video, I said that that the DC universe isn't real. My motivation for doing this video was because Rev came on here and said that everyone had a mental illness. And I disagree with that. That's kind of the mentality that Batman has, which is why when he catches these Looney Tunes, not these Looney Tunes, these murderers, you know what I mean? He throws them in Arkham and he doesn't even consider that these people should be eliminated. So you don't have to worry about all these thousands of people dying behind one of their plans or whatever. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit all when you do it. Talk to you guys later.